Joanne Terrell, and I've been in network marketing for I think 12 years with my first company.
I'm Bridget Reesness, and this is the first time I've ever been involved with any type of network company. And when I started, I told them I'm absolutely never going to share this with anybody. And I really didn't intend to, but it's been a tremendous blessing, and I've been doing this for a year and 5 months.
That's heard enough from me.
I'm Hallie Dillon. I started in network marketing about 25 years ago. Been in a couple different companies. It's always been part-time for me. I've been in real estate for the last 32 years, but I can't stay away from network marketing. No matter how hard I try, believe me, there's times when I tried.
Mike Controls, I've been in the industry for 28 years. I've built, I like what Janelle said, she kind of stole my line there. I have a love-hate relationship with network marketing also. I've built 5 separate companies in the last 3 decades to a 6-figure year income.
Awesome.
Anybody ever see I'm Not Your Guru on Netflix, Tony Robbins? Did you ever see that show? Look familiar? You gotta watch it and you'll remember now. Just look at his face. It's so fun. It's so fun. Awesome. Okay, who's first? Come on. This is a time to be bold as we wrap up. Seriously, think about right now, I want you guys to think of this, right this minute. Do you know exactly what you're gonna do when you go home? And if you have any stuck point whatsoever, like, but what do I do here? That's what you do right there. You bring that question here. It can be worth tens of thousands of dollars to get that one question answered. Here we go. This girl takes advantage of training. She milks every dollar she invests into training.
Gotta be a good steward of the funds that I have. Okay. So, Christine Brock, and I have been cleaning a lot of junk in myself this weekend. I don't know if anybody else has, found junk in themselves that's holding them back and has been cleansing it. And I'm just curious, what was maybe one of the junk points that you personally had to clean in order to be successful, and what did you do to clean it?
I'm the international junk girl, I guess. There was a time that I went through a seminar that was similar to this, that I realized that everybody was just as scared as me. And that everybody was insecure and worried and feeling inadequate, and it was literally everybody from the speaker all the way down to the janitor. And I thought that I knew that, but I didn't really know it. And when it actually sunk in, it freed me.
Do it scared.
Because everybody is afraid. There isn't a single person that isn't afraid of something at some point. And if you put yourself in their shoes, it's not as scary when you're coming to talk to them. So sometimes I change roles with people. And I picture, what is it going to be like when I go on this appointment? And I'm going to pitch myself. And I try to get on the other side of that. And there's nothing scary about listening to somebody. So I go, okay, well, there's no fear over there. Why am I going to bring fear to the appointment or to the party? We're all the same. And when I actually really understood that nobody is less scared or more scared, they're just more seasoned at managing it. Because there's going to be an experience that's going to intimidate or scare everyone. So what? The reality is, it's how you handle it. It's, are you willing to go face that fear? I listened to something where it was feel the fear and do it anyway. And that was the day I actually went, oh, that's what they're talking about. Yeah, so you're scared. Some people intimidate you. So what? Do it anyway. And every time you do, you build up that muscle. It's like going to the gym. You build up that muscle of overcoming the fear, of believing in yourself that much more. And after a while, you forget to be afraid. And when you get there, it never comes back. It's over. I mean, you can go and face a 6'7" giant who's screaming at you in front of the entire world, and somehow you manage to get the hell over it. So, I mean, it's all the same.
Having a couple companies failed me, a few times. So I think a lot of people kind of want to know how you do that, how you go back and rebuild again, So if you always come to somebody, with love and, just want to share something with them, if a company fails you, you can't hold that against yourself, because, we're just going there to help people. And so a lot of people get like, oh, I got no friends left, because I've done 20 companies already. And, you just maybe it wasn't the right timing, the right place, and the company let you down. So you can't let that hold you back either. So I find that happens a lot with people. So you just gotta let it go. I mean, if you're just going out there and you love somebody, you care about them, you're not gonna hurt anybody, So I mean, if we all get hurt, if the company goes bad, and that happened to me, 3 times. So.
I have a company called Showtime Marketing, and I promote for a living. And I promote shows here in Las Vegas and entertainers. But I never wanted to promote me. And one of the things is I went to a mastermind not that long ago. And one of the things was, why aren't you doing Facebook Lives? Why aren't you doing all these things? And I realized I don't like to have my photo taken, ever. So now here I am, with a lot of my clients having passed away. David Brenner, Joan Rivers, David Cassidy. I have no photos of me with these incredible entertainers. And the lady whose mastermind I went to, which was absolutely incredible, she said, you've got to stop that right now. And you've got to start being the leader that you're supposed to be. And at my company event just last month, when they had me, they said, whoever's reached this rank, stand up. And I thought, okay, oh shit, that's me. Okay, so I'm gonna wait until they all go in front so I can go last, so I can know what the hell to say. And I realized I was the only one. And I got up there, and my voice starts crackling and going crazy. And I thought, holy shit, I've got to make myself do this. So when Tom told me to get up here, I said, what the hell will I say? That's just what I said. Do the Facebook. I'm gonna go back and do everything these leaders taught me to do. And step up.
Yeah.
You want to hear a testimonial from me to you? I was stalking you on Facebook recently, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she knows Carrot Top. You did it. And I know you even a little bit more, how your credibility. I'm like, wow, she really does something really cool in Vegas. Like, what does she do? It brought my awareness to her, even though I knew her a little bit. As a friend, and maybe not a friend, but more of a client. But now I know her this much more. And every time I see something with someone else new and what she does or what she's living, I know her a little bit more. How many feel like you really know me? Through Instagram or Facebook, right? You really know me more than we really have spent time together, right? So that's awesome.
One of the best ones you ever did was teaching your daughter how to drive. I showed that to everybody I know.
Chased her? It's awesome. Okay.
So, like I said, I'm new to this, very new, and had no idea what or how to say anything to anybody. And that is terrifying. And the fear of how can I tell anybody about what I'm doing and have any kind of influence, because this is brand new to me. I'm not a salesperson. I don't know what the words are to say. I don't know how to speak, but I do know how to share my story, my experience, and my excitement. So I had to let my fear of my lack of knowledge that I wasn't really sure how to share. So take it to the systems. Stop letting my need to know everything get in the way of my ability to share with what the company I was with was providing, instead of thinking I had to turn into this super brain to be able to explain all of it to them. Let the company do that for me, and me, instead of letting myself be afraid of my abilities, share my excitement, share my passion, share my dreams, share my experience, the things that I do know, the things that do matter to me. So I had to let my fear of sharing, and I'm still working on it every day, my fear of sharing get out of the way of possibly helping somebody else's health be improved. Because I'm afraid to talk about it, because I feel insignificant. That's been my biggest fear and the hardest thing for me to overcome, and I'm still trying to do that every day.
Really good. Just based on this line, I want some of the leaders in the room to think about the question that everybody should be asking. Josh, maybe you can help with that, because I've got one, which is, we'll put it after. If you were at 100% of your best day, what would you be doing? Because I know not all of us do our best every single day, even leaders, but if you had because you guys know what if you at your best, if you have every day like this when you work, what would that look like? So bank that one. I want Krista, come on, Krista. Here you go. I don't know about those mics. Here.
It's working pretty good, actually.
So I'm Krista Vineyard, and let's see, Bridget, you just touched on something. So my question to you is, what is the frankest, most authentic thing that you can do in your daily operations as you're engaging people? The most frank, the most authentic that you can do. Like, I'm curious, have you talked to people and said, you know what?
Engaging with people?
And when you're engaging with people.
I have to give myself examples of how I talk to people. If I was going to ask you to go to the movie with me, right? Let's say we're going to say we're friends, and I'm going to get on the phone and I'm going to call you and I'm going to say, girl, this movie's come out. I'm so excited about it. I've seen the trailer. It's going to be awesome. Let's go. Okay? I'm not going to go, hey, this is Bridget. I have heard there's this great movie out there. I think I'm going to go watch it, and if it seems like something we might like to do together, I'll share some info with you and let me know if we can connect and talk about it later.
Okay, so I'm going to keep pressing.
Yeah, do it.
Well, I mean, that's
So how did you, and I'm dealing with myself, so it might just be totally natural to you, like you know that's you, but how did you get to know, how did you bring you into sharing your business? Like, did you do the previous one kind of the wrong way? Had you
This
tried?
is the only one I've ever done.
Okay, okay, that's cool. Anybody else, like, have difficulty doing you?
So I'm in sales. So I already have the shark thing on the back of my fin to some people because, salespeople, if you're not a salesperson, so you're okay, but I am a salesperson. So you have to know your audience. I don't know if, I'm sure that you guys teach personality profiling, but there's 4 quadrants of people, and one group can't stand salespeople. So I lose immediately as soon as I walk in the room if I'm in any kind of sales mode. So I've learned to take a pause, even though that's not my real personality, and watch and listen before I start to say or do anything. Because sometimes there's an approach that I was already planning to take that is wrong. And if I'm so in my head that I don't stop and adjust, I'm going to use a hammer where I need a tweezer. And so I have to examine what is it that I'm trying to accomplish. My ultimate goal is to help somebody. And so if I remember, how can I actually be helpful and not be salesy or coming at them? But the thing that I found that works the best, especially if you're new and you don't have sales training, is be yourself, which is, let's get together. I want to hear what's going on with you, and I want to share what's going on with me. It's been way too long. Let's go have coffee. Let's get together. Because that's genuine. And then you do want to hear about it. I mean, you genuinely have to be interested. And if you listen to the conversation, as the person just said so eloquently, Janine, they'll tell you what exactly they need. If you actually listen. If you're not listening with one ear and formulating your sales pitch with the other, which sometimes as a salesperson is hard to do. So when you recruit salespeople, you need to tell them, look, we are not selling. We are simply sharing or finding a need and filling it. And if you get out of your own head and stop making it about your agenda and say, okay, I really want to connect with this person today. Sometimes I go on an appointment and I don't tell them anything about it because it turns out it's a God appointment and I end up praying with them. And we don't talk about business at all. And I didn't share anything except hug and a prayer, and I follow up to find out how they're doing, and I don't say anything. And then I realize the timing's got to be right. So if you go and the timing's wrong, you're not going to get what you want or what they need anyway. So number one, know your audience. Pay attention to them. If they're big talkers, then make sure you plan enough time for that appointment. Because a big talker will take 2 hours, where somebody who's real short and brief is going to take 15 minutes. So, think about it. Treat it like it's important. When you do something important, you think about it, you plan for it, you pay attention, you're prepared, you're not distracted, you don't have your phone out on the appointment, texting other people while you're there, showing disrespect. So treat them how you want to be treated, and especially if it's a friend or someone you haven't run into in a long time, be genuinely interested, because truthfully, you learn from every conversation if you're really listening. And so it's an opportunity for you to learn, for you to share, and if it's the right thing to do, then share it with them. I've shared with people from my heart, so excited and passionate, and I got nothing. We were talking about this yesterday. Not a blip of interest. So I let it go. Timing's wrong, not the right environment. It's okay. I did what I came to do, I shared. So sometimes you have to change yourself when you go into the scenario to fit where you're going, who you're gonna meet, and what the circumstances are. So I think just be ready for that, and don't try to squeeze it in because you're so busy, and this is something I'm telling myself as I'm saying it, that I don't take the time to prepare, because that shows somebody that they're not important. And what I want to do is show people how important they are. So I think just being prepared and knowing your audience and making sure that if the timing isn't right, you're not going to just throw up on them anyway, because that's your agenda. You actually come as a person instead of a salesperson.
So one of the things that I always tell my team is, we'll be role playing, we'll be talking about, how do you approach, what do you say? And they'll say, well, I really want to approach this guy. I have so much respect for him. He's really successful. I know he was doing network marketing, but I'm not sure if he's still doing it. And he would just be so good with what we do. What should I say? I said, say that. Say what? What you just told me. What do you mean? You say what you just told me. Hey, we haven't talked for a while. I wanted to reconnect with you. I have so much. Just say what you just said to me to them. That gives you so much respect. It's so authentic. It takes down all the barriers. And they feel like, you're being honest with them. And even if it doesn't turn out to be anything, that respect and that. Another thing, too, I'll say, is that the most effective for me is when everything's a matter of fact. And what I mean by that is not trying to convince you that what I'm doing you should do. But if we run into each other at the grocery store and I got my 2 kids in the cart and I'm trying to hurry and I haven't seen you forever and I go, oh my gosh, it's so great to see you. You look awesome. What have you been doing? Oh, what have you been doing? You know what? I'm so happy to see you. I need your phone number, but I have someone meeting at my house in 30 minutes. I gotta get home. Oh, what are you doing? I started giving people this crazy product and they're having all these great results and I don't even know what the heck I'm doing and I've got to feed my kids. And, do you know what I mean? It's like a matter of fact. I'm telling them this is what I'm doing and I'm super excited and I gotta go. It's a matter of fact, not with that. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So it's not the tone of you trying to convince them that they should want to do what you're doing. You're just expressing what it is that you're doing and what you're excited about. And they'll follow you. The girl followed me home, that really happened. She's like, what? Can I come see? I'm like, if you want to, but I gotta hurry. Do you see what I mean? Just a matter of fact of expressing authentically what you're doing and letting them see if they'll follow. Thank you very much.
Okay. The one thing I want to say is I'm a pretty good inviter to events, and I learned something many years ago from Hallie Gillen, and I'm going to repeat what she taught me. And she said, I invite so many people to every event that I can't remember who I invited, and I'm shocked when they show up. And that's what I do, and that's what I teach my team. Don't take it personal and don't stand there at the door waiting for the one person and getting all upset and crumble like a cracker when your one person that you invited doesn't show up. Just remove yourself from it and keep inviting.
And did I hear this right, that you were the only one that was promoted at a certain level at your company?
Yeah, last month, yes.
Did you guys see how? Oh.
So I'm mostly doing online from small community, and so I'm not, having that local touch point. But what I'm struggling with is, I'm doing LinkedIn, and so when you schedule calls, it's very scheduled. It's on my calendar. But it's that follow-up I'm struggling with. And so when you block out time, what specifically are you doing when you've got a 1 or 2 hour window to follow up this whole chat thing? Chat with somebody. Okay, crickets. And then you chat, and then, so I'm struggling with that. So what do you do when you've got that hour or 2 hours and you're trying to follow up with people when I'm available?
Because we're all really good at follow-up, I can tell. Honestly, it's preparing for the follow-up, I think, is what makes it easier to follow up. So if I was to say, I'm going to tag you in this video, I want you to watch it. When do you think you can watch it? Okay, you say, oh, Tuesday at 8, or when I get home from work. Great. Do you mind if I call you at 8? Sure. So preparing and setting it up, and so they know. So really just calling when I do my follow-ups, it's, hey, did you have a chance to watch that video? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, great. Let me know when you do. Just send me a text or a message back when you actually watch it. Okay, let me see it. Hey, just wanted to check to see if you were able to watch that video. Yeah, I watched it. Great. What'd you like about what you saw in the video? Oh, I loved this, this, and this. Great. How do you see yourself getting started? Oh, I think that, do you know what I mean? So it's just really, it's just sifting and sorting. If they haven't looked at the information, if they don't answer you, then just take that time to prospect more people, to go reach out and to add more people and to talk to more people. If you can't get anybody to chat, pick up the phone. Make some more calls if you're not getting the people to respond or you're following up. But it's more important about how to prepare for the follow-up. And the actual follow-up will be easier and better if you prepare correctly for it. Does that make sense? Did that help?
Yeah, to some, I'm working with business people and not getting, they're busy and they're struggling with that, and I want to fill my time when I've got the windows and.
Yeah, okay, so I think a big part of it is having enough people in your pipeline, okay? And then, especially with, because I'm doing a lot with LinkedIn myself, okay? And I really like LinkedIn, it's awesome. But I think I use today's technology, you should be able to have something that's tracking whether they went there and looked at your information. So if you don't have a system that's letting you know that they went there and looked at your information, I don't follow up with those people. I only follow up with the willing, okay? And so you just gotta find the willing. You gotta keep sifting and sorting. Like Kathy said, till you find the willing. And some people are just, they're too busy. They got too much going on. And you still wanna follow up, keep dripping on them, through messengers or whatever. But only work with the willing. And if they don't see it, they don't see it. It's just not the right timing. You just gotta get more people in your pipeline.
What tracking do you use?
Well, I use, my company has its own system. So if I send somebody an email, because it has to be duplicatable, okay? It doesn't matter what works. I'm not going to get here and do a presentation like some of these ladies are doing, and they're sharing all their feelings and all that stuff. That's great, okay? But I need something that's simple and duplicatable, okay? And I don't want to be I'm not the messenger. I'm not the message, okay? A lot of these ladies will be the message, okay? That's not how I do it, all right? I'm the messenger, okay? I just want to deliver the message to you. But I want to use something that's simple and duplicatable. And I want to have something that's going to track it, okay? And so, the companies that I've aligned with have had systems where you can track it. And so, you just send them a video, it notifies me if they've looked at the video, okay? So if you don't have something like that, there's generic systems out there that will do that for you. You can even upload your own company's video into those presentations. Because it has to be duplicatable, and you've got to be able to track it. Because you don't want to follow up, nobody's looked at it. They don't have 5 minutes to look at a video you send them. You're wasting your time.
Yeah, good
So.
Yeah, it's all about posture too. Like it's all about posture. I mean, you could even say, look, is this something you're really interested in looking at? Because if not, I don't want to waste your time, and I definitely don't want to waste mine. It's a posture of saying, look, if it's something I don't want to waste your time, I definitely don't want to waste mine. So if it's something you really want to take a look at, just let me know. If not, you're not going to hurt my feelings. You just posture it that way, so then that's even a stronger sifter to kind of get to the willing.
On that, I love the posturing thing too, because I'm big about posturing also. Look, we all need people in our business, right? But you don't need me in your business, all right? I mean, it'd be great, I'm sure. You're like, well, yeah, I want that. I want all these guys in my business because they're all six-figure income earners. But you don't need any one of us. If I joined your business and quit tomorrow, are you going to quit your business? No. So you just need people. You just got to keep finding people, okay? And you got to have that posture. You don't care if they join or not. I don't give a shit if they join or not. I seriously, I don't care if they're a six-figure earner or not. If they don't join my business, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I don't care. You know, I need people. I don't need her or her. You know, I need people.
One thing we don't mention much is we have a tracking app. All the World Changers have that. All the World Changers have it for free. It's part of the membership. Remember I told you I over-deliver? It's probably my challenge that I'm going to get coaching on from a lot of you that I probably give too much. That's another thing that's in there already. So Monday or Tuesday, I'll give you guys the link for those of you that are World Changers. If you have one with your company that has the presentations built in, way better. Use that. Okay, you guys hear that? If you have one with your company that has like a simple tracking follow-up for videos, I know Josh has one, many of you have them. If you don't, I have something that's more of a generic, simple version for that.
Hello. I struggle with follow-up, so I want to know your biggest tip on following up with people. Any tip that you can provide me that will hopefully help most of us succeed here in following up better.
Are you talking about following up with more market? Are you talking about following up with people from social media? Are you talking about following up with people you never met? Give me a little more specific so I can be more helpful.
Okay, let's go with social media because I'm starting to build on that mostly right now.
So social media follow-up for me has been more reconnecting with people that I already know. So it's not really strangers. I've been in sales, like I said, for 30 years, so I know a lot of people intentionally. But typically I set appointments for everything. So I know when I'm gonna follow up, they know when they're gonna hear from me. If they miss that appointment, I just say, hey, obviously something came up. I don't take it personal, I don't get upset. Let's reschedule. When's the next available time? And I just am constantly trying to, because I have a pretty busy schedule, so I have to set appointments. And I find that if I set an appointment, people take it more seriously. They treat it like more of a business appointment than just a casual, not important side thing. So for me, the answer is going to be setting appointments. However, sometimes I will look on their Facebook and see if I can see there's something going on in their life, and I'll make a comment about it. If they don't engage me, I'll make a comment. I see that you went to Catalina this week. It looks like you had a lot of fun. I'd love to hear about your trip. I'll just go in a different direction and see if I can engage them that way, because sometimes that works. And, you know, I'm not going to say I'm a social media expert because I'm not. I've been on social media for a long time, but again, for me, it's just finding people that I haven't seen and reminding me of other people, or snooping in my friends to see who their friends are because I probably know some of them, that kind of thing. So I probably should send it to somebody who's more social media oriented.
I think it's the same. I think it's the same. Look, you can't take it personal if you don't get a hold of them. You can't take it personal if they told you they'd look at it and they didn't. You can't take any of it personal. I mean, how many of you, there's been a product or someone's referred something to you and you want to get it and you're too busy and you keep forgetting and you want to go online and you forgot to order it and you don't know where the link went. Hey, we all do it. Just know that's what they're doing too most of the time. And again, that's where it comes into saying, look, it's not going to hurt my feelings if you're not interested. I'm absolutely serious about my business, and this is a big part of my business, is just following up and making sure that you've got the information. And if you want, you know, to be my customer, you know what I mean? Don't take it personal, and it's just, we all do it. That's what I do it. So I know when I'm following up with someone, they're probably doing the same thing I'm doing. They're just busy and they want it or they don't. And it really, again, just comes to posture. People are, they're, honestly, it's human nature. They want to see if you're weak. Like, you gotta have posture. No, I'm doing this. I'm super excited about it. I take my business absolutely serious. And I would love to have you as a customer. And I know you're probably super busy. But I just wanted to reach out and follow up and see if you had the information that you needed.
That's good. Yep.
I definitely want to hear more about this tracker thing you guys are talking about. Because what I do is I do it kind of old school. I have one notebook that that I list anybody who said, tell me more. Or I want to go to your next event, tell me more. And in my phone, I list them all as prospects. So when I have the next event, I get up and I send a text message and a voice message to everybody in my phone that was a prospect that hasn't come on board yet. So they know that I'm doing that, and then I go back to my hard list on my notebook, and I'm constantly adding. If they just say, I'm a little bit interested, or tell me what, and I always give them an out so that they'll show up. I say, I don't know if this is or isn't for you, but I'd like you to come and see what I'm doing, and if it's not, just, you'll know what I'm doing, and please refer your friends or family that you think might be interested. And that makes them realize that when they get there, we're not going to bombard them or force them into doing something, and they show up because I gave them an out to begin with.
To save time, everybody, I'll give you the app right now. And then in the World Changer Facebook group, for all of you that are World Changer 1s or above, I'll put the code in there today. So all you do is put that code in this funnel, and it's Rapid Funnels. So go onto the App Store right today, later, and just look up Rapid Funnels. It's a greenish with dots. Download it, and then you can put the code in from the Facebook group, okay? At least upload it to your phone, you'll have it for free. If you don't have the code, it's like $49 a month.
So I just wanted to quickly add something that's really important for follow-up that I learned personally. When you're asking someone if they've checked out your link or your group or wherever you're sending them to, if you're not complimenting something on their page first, there's like, that person's just trying to get me into their business, or they're just trying to sell me something. So it's so vitally important to go to their Facebook page or their Instagram and see what they're doing and comment on something in their life first. Because like we've said before, it's not about you, it's all about them. And when you comment on something and you start conversation genuinely, that's when you're like, hey, have you checked out the group that I sent you to or invited you to? Did you get a chance to yet? And I just get so much better response when I do it that way. Because I did do it the other way in the beginning when I started using the ad tag message, and until I changed it to just asking them questions about their life or commenting on what's happening on their page, I never got any response.
Okay, last two here, okay? Last two questions, then we got one more surprise for you guys.
Okay, it's a two-part question we have here, and first of all is, what is your most productive or profitable place where you draw people in for your leads? Facebook, Instagram, or whatever they may be, and